Second ODI between India and West Indies to be played in Ahmedabad. As you know, India leading 1-0 in that particular series. But the latest news coming in from Ahmedabad is that West Indies have won the toss and have decided to bowl first. That comes as no surprise. The one surprise that did come was in terms of Nicholas Pooram standing there for the toss, which goes on to tell you that Pollard is not available for this game. What we're getting to hear is that he had a bit of a niggle on the eve of the game, and that's why Pollard is not playing, and Nicholas Pooram has taken his place. Interesting change for India. KL Rahul, no surprises there. KL Rahul was going to be available for this game. He had missed out on that previous game because of a marriage in his family. So now he is back. Who goes out? No surprise there as well. It's going to be Ishan Kishan that will miss out. And this is something that was expected. Remember, Ishan was not originally part of the squad. He was only there as a backup wicketkeeper for Rishabh Pant. That now KL Rahul is there, another wicketkeeper in case the main batsman gets injured. So you've got that sort of a arrangement right now for the Indian team. So that's interesting. Whereas Rahul, I can see a message there. He'll be joining me very, very soon. Akshay, thank you so much for your message. And batting first, chance for Virat to do 100, says Abhi. I'm not going to mention the Virat Kohli 100 once again, because the number of times we mention it, it ends up jinxing him. So we'll try and avoid talking about that. But yeah, in terms of an opportunity, yes, it's going to be a great opportunity that India is batting first. Now, why would West Indies decide to field? Again, it's a no-brainer. We know it's a day-night encounter, and dew can be very, very crucial factor going forward. And remember, it was the Indian spinners that choked West Indies in that first ODI. This time around, it's going to be a challenge for Indian spinners to be bowling with the dew around, especially for the finger spinner in Washington Sundar. Maybe we also get to see the sixth bowling option being exercised today, which we didn't see last time around because the 5 Indian bowlers dominated. But maybe because now you are going to be bowling second, then that would be very, very different. Okay, I'm going to take a few questions, but before I take the question, quick update. West Indies won the toss and have decided to be fielding first. One change for India, KL Rahul is in. I don't know, what do you make of KL Rahul coming in? And I'd love, Anish says Nikhil saw 400 coming up. Anish, maybe not. But 400 happens very, very rarely. So I don't know whether today is the day. I'll take a few. What will be the pass score today? Just looking at the way India batted last time around, I would say anything above 300 should be challenging for this West Indian batting lineup. I know Pollard is not there. That makes it even tougher for the West Indian team to be chasing. Angad Kapoor has a super chat, says don't understand why KL will open when he averages more than 50 in the middle order. Don't understand why he was moved from number 5 at the first place. Now, Angad, it's interesting. Now, I'm not going to get inside the average bits, and I'd love to get your thoughts as well. Not getting into the average bit, because that can be misleading once in a while. It can be misleading because he batted, he wasn't in great form when he was opening the inning, then he got pushed to number 5. It did outstandingly well. That he opens is not an issue. But the issue will arise when Shikhar Dhawan returns, when you have a Rituraj Gaikwad as a backup opener. Can you afford not to play one between KL Rahul and Shikhar Dhawan? And the answer to that question is no. You would have to play both of them. So once Shikhar is back, what are you going to do? Then you're going to push KL somewhere in the middle order. If that was the case, why not try and do it right now? Why do these stopgap sort of arrangements and make him bat out of a position that he's not going to be batting? So that's the issue with KL Rahul, personally, if you ask me. Not so much that he cannot be a good opener. He's shown it in T20 cricket that he has been. Maybe during the time that he was opening in one-day cricket, he wasn't in the best of form. But now in the best of form, him opening, I don't think that should be a problem. He can be a good opener. The problem comes, how do you fit both Shikhar Dhawan, who at the moment is also one of your outstanding one-day player, and KL Rahul alongside Rohit Sharma to open? So eventually KL will have to bat in the middle order, and if that's going to be India's game plan, then why not do it now Why do this one-off thing? I also see a lot of questions coming in on one, why Shikhar Dhawan is not playing. As I understand, both Shikhar and Shreyas did practice with the Indian team, but they're taking it a bit easy. There were a lot of other tests that were conducted on them. So while they've recovered from COVID, it is advisable to take it one step at a time and not have them, get into thick of the action straight away. So a few tests that were done on both Shikhar and Shreyas Iyer, they came out positive. You do a lot of heart tests and the lung tests, all of them were fine, in the sense that they were positive result, in the sense that they were doing better than average that you expect out of these professional athletes. So they were doing that, but do they want to rush them into playing a competitive game? Maybe not. And I think that's why they have erred on the side of caution, to ensure that both these players who've just recovered have not made it into the playing 11 straight away. So I think they're just being careful with these two guys. That's why they're not playing, though they practice with the team. I heard Shreyas Iyer, I don't know how many of you heard, but I heard Shreyas Iyer talking about how when he started, he was asked to run 3 rounds of the ground, and the first 2 rounds he felt very, very tough, because out of a viral fever, he's just returned back, so it took time for him to get into the groove. So maybe the third ODI is when you get to see him. Salud Singh ji, thank you so much for your kind comment. Who do you think between Deepak or Shardul, who will be more useful, says Rahul Chaudhary? It's very interesting, Rahul. I think it can, I initially used to think that both cannot play together, but now I've had a change of heart and a change of mind looking at the Indian batting order and looking at the combination. I think won't be a bad idea to play them both. I understand why they may be going. It was surprising to see in that first game that you went with Shardul Thakur and not Deepak Chahar. I say surprising because Deepak Chahar had a good outing in the one day that he played in South Africa, the last one day that he played, compared to Shardul, who wasn't great in the white ball format in South Africa. So looking at that, I thought that maybe the better decision would have been to go with someone like Deepak Chahar, but they did not. They went with Shardul Thakur, and they have gone with Shardul Thakur in the second game, so that's not surprising. What are the difference? I think Shardul will get you more with his variation in terms of pace and the way he bowls, whereas I think when the ball is really seaming around, that's where you need Deepak Chahar. So each captain knows that the best time to use Deepak Chahar is with the new ball at the start, whereas Shardul may not be with the new ball, but you can even use him in the middle overs, even at the death. He may be expensive sometimes, but he ends up picking up a lot of wickets. So I think that's the difference between two bowlers. Maybe because you're playing in Indian conditions, or Rohit has gone with Shardul and not Deepak Chahar. But they are different kinds of bowler. I think the only similarity that they bring to the game is that both are very handy batsmen. And if you can have both, then it just makes your batting order a bit longer. Angad says if a batsman is in great form, he can bat at any number. Plus, when it is so crowded at the top, why would you not bat in the middle order, especially when your middle order is so fragile? Angad, I agree. That's what I said. Rahul is a good enough batsman to bat at the top order. The problem is not India's top order. The problem has been India's middle order. And I think to solve that issue, they are going to have him play in the middle order. So that's why I thought maybe do it now. Why do you have to wait for another game? Why do this makeshift thing that, okay, this match Ishan goes out, now KL will open, but when Shikhar comes back, then KL will go in the middle order. If he comes in the middle order, who do you push out? Will it be Deepak Hooda? Will it be Surya Kumar Yadav? What happens when Shreyas is available? So that's a conundrum that the Indian team would have to solve, and it's interesting at the moment. Vansh says, can Virat open? I don't think so. Again, the problem is not your openers. You have excessive choices of some good opener. So why would you now, make Virat also do that? That would have had to be done. Let's say you could do it when you had plenty of really good middle order batsmen and you really didn't know how to fit them in, and then you pushed the opener out. At the moment, no, I don't see that happening. Bhupesh, what do you think Nikhil can KL Rahul is a big match player or not? Because we have seen that he's unable to score in big games. He just plays in with low teams. No, Bhupesh, I think too early to judge and say that KL is not a big match player. No. I mean, he plays some really big innings in white ball cricket for his IPL franchise. Played a very big inning in that South Africa test, that first test that he played. So to say that he's not a big match player, I don't know. Maybe it's too early to pass that judgment. You'll have to give him some time and also allow him some time to get used to the position that he'll be batting in. Now he's your vice captain, so I'm guessing he's going to be part of that think tank and really decide how the Indian team is going to be going forward. But if that approach is changing, which Rohit Sharma has hinted towards, then I think KL is going to play a very, very important role. So he then comes in the middle order, and how he approaches his innings is going to give you an idea of where Indian team wants to be and what is going to be their sort of way of playing. Dharmesh says, do you think we have lost an opportunity to really try Kulcha together in this series? What was the whole point of taking it? Dharmesh, I agree with you. Again, when we were picking the team for the first ODI, most of us had picked Kulcha in the playing 11. If you've given someone like a Kuldeep Yadav a chance, you need to play him. Having said that, sometimes we don't know what's really happening behind the scenes, and just listening to Rohit Sharma in that press conference ahead of the first ODI, he had mentioned that it will take time for Kuldeep to get back into the groove. Maybe he made that statement based on two things. One, we know Kuldeep is coming out of an injury, so maybe he had a word with the bowler in Kuldeep Yadav, and he said that maybe it will take him time to get that exact ball going out of his hand the way he wants to. That could be one thing. And maybe secondly, he saw him bowling in the nets, and maybe based on how he was bowling, what rhythm he was bowling with, maybe it was decided that let's give him a few more match simulation situations or maybe net practice sessions, and then when he is 100% looking like he's in the groove that he used to be earlier, then bring him into the playing 11. So that's the indication, that's the kind of a clue I got from what Rohit Sharma said ahead of the first ODI. With that in mind, I think they have not played. But remember, Kuldeep is not part of the T20 squad. So when is it that you're going to give him a chance? I have a feeling that if you're waiting for him to get into the groove, then maybe the third ODI is going to be the chance where Kuldeep comes in and plays. So my assessment is that Kuldeep will play the third ODI. Maybe also because he's not in the groove, maybe India wants to go in with their best option right now and win the series. That's going to be the first thing on the Indian team's mind. They won the first ODI. If they happen to win the second and you're leading 2-0, you won this series, then maybe in the third ODI you can take Kuldeep. But I think listening to Rohit, it did feel like that maybe Kuldeep needs a little bit more time before he's brought into the 11. But yeah, I would like to see him at least play one game. You've got him, and we would like to see how he is at the moment and how he is bowling. So that would be interesting. Yeah. Prasad Bhagat says, can India use Sundar as a finisher? Sundar, Jadeja, leg spinner, three pacers. Prasad, see, Washington Sundar is a handy bat, but whatever little I saw, he's also batted in the top order for RCB. But does he have the big shots that a finisher has? Maybe not. He's a technically good-looking batsman. We saw that in the series in Australia as well. And he can get you a lot of runs. But can he be a big-hitting batsman that you really need at a position like a Hardik Pandya, or maybe now that you've got someone like a Deepak Hooda? Maybe not, but I think handy batsman, so that's why they've gone with him. It helps them play that sixth bowling option in a Deepak Hooda, who's a batting all-rounder. Because if you've got Washington as well, then you've got two all-rounder, spin bowling all-rounder. That then allows you to have that sixth bowling option. Otherwise, you'd have to play 5 bowlers to just make sure that batting looks good. Then you've got Shardul also. If you add Deepak Chahar, then your lower order also starts looking good, and then that's where you can have 6 bowling options going forward. I think these are things that the Indian team is at the moment trying. Can Hooda bowl? Ritesh Bhute says, yes, of course Hooda can bowl. He bowls in first class cricket. He bowls in the IPL as well. We've seen him do that in the past. However, I was speaking to Harbhajan Singh the other day, and he said that don't think that you'll get a lot of overs out of him, but treat him as a bowling all-rounder. And making a return like KL Rahul, who missed the game, is Rahul. There. I've kept the thing there. Plenty of questions coming from folks. Sorry, there's another super chat from Pradeep. He says, Pradeep, thank you so much for your super chat. You like our analysis. That's what we try to do. And please keep joining us. And thanks much for that. Rahul is here. What happened, Rahul? You have told people, have you told people about the car? Because I'm getting a lot of messages here.
See?
You have.
I've, in fact, you missed the last evening's chat, the conversation that we had. So, 2 things we discussed. One, of course, your car, and second was that KL Rahul would come in as opener and he'll replace Ishan Kishan. That is exactly the rest of the team. Because.
But question is on that front. the question is that, okay, of course, when KL is available, vice captain comes into the team, and we knew that Ishan will go out. But the only issue I see with that is, why have a makeshift thing? Now Shikhar may be available for the third ODI, then KL then from opener goes middle order. What do you do?
Because see, I was just going by what had happened in South Africa. If you remember, KL said one of the regular openers, that was Rohit Sharma, wasn't available, so he made it to the. In fact, he opened the innings.
Yeah.
Secondly, Ishan Kishan, where does he stand as far as the pecking order is concerned?
He is not part of the ODI.
Exactly. So KL Rahul, at least maybe if not, he's not opening the innings. If Rohit and Shikhar both are available, he'll bat in the middle order. But here because Shikhar wasn't available, because Rohit wasn't available in South Africa, Shikhar isn't available here. So that makes better sense. Now, if you wouldn't have got KL Rahul in that 11, or if you would have persisted with Ishan Kishan, then you had to get rid of somebody like Deepak Hooda. As simple as that. And Deepak Hooda deserves to be there. At least if you've given him one game, give him another game, give him the third game also, I think.
Sure. So what is KL Rahul going to be? He's going to be the guy who just is a backup opener for when Rohit is not available, he does it. Then now Shikhar is not available, he's doing it. That's what he should do, or no? Should he start concentrating on the batting position that he is? Why worry? I agree with you. I would have also liked to have played Deepak Hooda, but I don't know. I don't know how KL Rahul is going to be thinking. What is his role? Because different skills required to be an opener, different mindset required to be an opener, different from middle order. And if you're preparing, I don't know, maybe I would have liked to have seen a middle order. But it would have been harsh on Deepak Hooda.
But then you would have opened with Shikhar or
no, if Shikhar is back, then Shikhar.
See, I don't know about Shikhar because Shikhar
would have... You saw the video?
Shikhar, sorry?
You saw the BCCI video of Shikhar and Shreyas?
Last evening that they had a brief net session. That
and then the interview after that? No, I haven't. So I'll just tell you in case. So both Shikhar and Shreyas were asked how they are feeling. So Shikhar said that... it feels nice to be on the ground, but after 7 days coming, it took time to, get used to. He also said that a lot of medical tests like heart tests and all were done on them to ensure that, they're fully fit to be made available. So he said that. Shreyas said a very interesting thing. He said that we were made to asked to run 3 rounds. And he said first 2 rounds I found very tough to run.
Suddenly
but by the third, he said third round then my lungs opened up. So I'm thinking as a precaution that you have come, they just don't want you to rush you into a game. So that's why they're not playing. But next game they will be available. So Shikhar comes.
Because that is...
or you make Shikhar sit out now.
In the third
if
game,
he is available, let's
absolutely
say.
Not. Absolutely not. In fact, I remember, was it with you the other day when that game got over, we were discussing and you only pointed that out, that maybe, somebody like Rahul Dravid or Rohit Sharma can say it to KL Rahul that, you are the vice captain of this team. In fact, all 3 formats, hopefully he'll be the vice captain in
Test.
In Test also. We know what your ability is. We've seen you. Let's just check these players out. Somebody like Deepak Hooda, Ishan Kishan, in case Shikhar now if Shikhar comes in, I think maybe Deepak Hooda will have to
go out. Yeah, I think so. But maybe what this does is gives them an opportunity to see what Deepak Hooda can do. They've already seen a bit of him in the first game. They'll see in the second game, and then even if he doesn't make it to the 11, they'll know that, okay, this is the guy that we can go to.
Tomorrow, if, Ravindra Jadeja comes into the team, Hardik Pandya also makes himself available and gets selected in the Indian team. And in case something happens, because it's cricket, it's a sport, you can have players injured. You know that there is somebody like Deepak Hooda waiting in the wings. We've seen him, what he can do. And also because, see, he's been rewarded also. Otherwise, you could have gotten anybody. He's been rewarded for a good show in the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, where he in fact played for Rajasthan, not for Baroda. And then Vijay Hazare, he had a decent outing with the Vijay Hazare. And you wanted somebody like Deepak Hooda who can use the long handle well. He can hit those big sixes and is a very decent, in fact more than a decent fielder, and can bowl those off seam also.
Now you have Surya Kumar Yadav saying that I will bowl as well. I bowl in a net. If need be, I'll be available.
Honestly, Nikhil, what if the same question would have been asked to Rohit Sharma?
About bowling?
Yeah, he would have also, although
No, he stopped bowling much.
no,
in
that
the
I
nets
know,
also.
but I'm saying he would have also said, if need be, I'll also just
Yeah.
roll over my arm.
Yeah, but yeah, I think between Deepak Huda and Surya Kumar, you
Deepak Huda.
trust. Yeah, Deepak Huda with the ball more than Surya Kumar. Yeah, I agree. Mohit Yadav saying Sports Today का studio बन रहा है. Yes, but it'll take long time. So studio development takes
Yes.
month, 2 months, 3 months sometimes. So why do you need a studio? It's
First,
nice.
we found a place. Now some interior decorators,
Studio designers.
exactly, curators will come here. They'll see. I don't know from where, overseas maybe, wherever you're calling him from. So then, so it takes time, but not too much time. Yes, I'm sure you must
Gujarat
have.
Titans, we have
you've
put a
already-
post out. No, I didn't mention it. People know it's on. We put a post out on YouTube.
So Gujarat Titans, because a couple of days back,
Ahmedabad Titans,
Ahmedabad Titans was doing the rounds. I think that information wasn't too wrong, wasn't too off. Just that somebody said no, let's make it Gujarat. Quite similar to.
So see, I agree that once you make a team, it eventually, like for example, Punjab, right? They didn't name it Chandigarh. It's Punjab Kings or Kings 11 Punjab. So representing the state, it's understandable. Or you have
with Mumbai, Kolkata, and Delhi, you can still do.
Big cities, yeah.
Big
Delhi,
city.
though, chalo, is a state in
Yeah.
itself. So
No,
you know,
don't call it a state.
yeah, they are
Kejriwal,
asking for state.
Kejriwal
No, but
will call you
it's
immediately.
very,
I've been demanding a
no,
state.
it's very different to union territories also.
Right.
So it's not even a union territory. It's not even a state. The politics of the capital.
Karnataka, see, because Bangalore, Delhi, Calcutta, and Mumbai, these are cities. Perhaps I shouldn't be saying this, but these cities, even the states are known because of these popular cities.
So Calcutta team, the whole Bengal claims is their own, and similarly
But
for
Ahmedabad.
no, I think Gujarat is not a bad. This is what I mean. Again, I go back to the Lucknow franchise. I asked them representing the state. They said no, Lucknow only, but could have done it.
It's the only team that has that is using the state's name.
No, Punjab. I said.
Okay, Punjab, right, Punjab.
Punjab is there, and then you had apart from that, no other team. Then
I
they're
think
all
also
cities.
also because teams like
Hey, Rajasthan, your team, yaar. How can you forget?
I'll tell you.
Rajasthan also using
I think
state.
teams like Punjab, Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Okay, Gujarat will also play in Ahmedabad only.
Yeah.
Right? Because Punjab they play usually in Mohali. So Mohali basically is not in Chandigarh.
Yeah, it's in Punjab.
It is basically touching Chandigarh.
Yeah.
So people.
It's like how Noida is
Yes.
not in Delhi,
Yes,
it's in UP,
yes,
or
yes,
Gurgaon is not
yes,
in Delhi but
yes.
in Haryana.
Absolutely right.
So that's Mohali.
Absolutely
is,
right.
Like
Rajasthan.
Panchkula is Haryana. Mohali is in Punjab.
So you will also root for Rajasthan Royals. I've specifically
Why? Why is that?
asked for a jersey.
Oh, Jersey. No.
No?
I will root for the city that I stay in. Na. I have to
Lucknow.
No, Lucknow is my
Noida
birth.
is
No, but Delhi na.
Arey, you don't stay in Delhi.
But
Your house is in
NCR, Delhi NCR.
your house is in Noida. You work in Noida, and
So I must support
you
UP.
have. Where do you vote?
In UP.
You have a vote this time?
Yes, of course.
So are you going to- tomorrow?
Tomorrow is my vote day.
Mm.
I vote every year. I put up a picture also of the vote. Yeah, must everyone who is of voting age, please, you should always vote.
So you vote in UP, and he's saying that my team is Delhi. Your team
No,
is
earlier,
Delhi.
earlier my vote was in Delhi also, when I used to stay in Delhi. So,
For the longest time I voted in Delhi.
so
But
same
Delhi.
thing.
I don't know. I have this.
It's like, and for the longest time I worked in Delhi also. I stayed in Delhi also. Just few years back I moved here. So I mean, again, I can. There's nothing like that, I can support.
Acha,
Lucknow.
one more theory that is
Kerala Blasters is a
Kerala
football team.
Football
Sir.
team.
But yes, you are right.
Sachin is still the owner?
Their cricket team was Kochi Tuskers. So they
Kochi
again named it after a city.
Yeah. So Sachin is still the co-owner of Kerala Blasters?
No.
Not anymore?
No, not anymore. No.
Okay.
From Indore, Aman Kumar, thank you so much. Indore should also have a team.
Madhya Pradesh.
People love cricket in Indore.
Then throughout the year, you will just have IPL.
That is the future.
Exactly. You know,
I
am being very honest. I think in times to come, in years to come, you will just have ICC tournaments and these leagues. Maybe.
Rishabh is opening with the. I'm getting a lot of messages. There you go. See, it answers a lot of questions. Two things. One, they want that left hand, right hand combination. So that's why. Thank you for that, Shazia. So as we are informed, yes, it is Rishabh Pant opening. Very interesting. Also, it's a see now. That's what I was saying. If you have to play KL in the middle order, start playing him now. Let him get used to it. And makeshift. For now, I'm sure this Rishabh Pant is a makeshift thing for just today, because when your regular opener Shikhar is back, the left-hander, then you do. Today they've said, okay, go. But nothing is makeshift. Today, if he whacks it.
This is actually big. To be very honest, this is actually
but
big.
I know. I'll tell you what. Don't think. I know what you're saying. Are you saying big because you're thinking it as a decision to open with Pant? But I think this decision is not. Let's start opening with Pant. No. This decision is because KL has to bat in the middle. So for today, let's go with Pant. I don't think the future plan is Pant.
So any insecurities that Rishabh Pant may have had in the past, he's being promoted. Last game.
No, just one off. That's why I'm saying. Don't see it from Rishabh Pant's perspective.
No, I'm saying, see, last game he batted at number 4. Maybe because they wanted to give him an opportunity, just go there and play as many balls as you can.
Yeah.
Today, you have full 50 overs to play. Maybe, and see, you just need one. What if Rishabh Pant does get that, a big 100 or something?
Gurgaon Gladiators.
Gurgaon Gladiators, you know that team, right? That's the biggest team actually.
So Deepak says, Nikhil, your wish came true, because for the longest time I've been saying bad Rishabh Pant as an opener in white ball cricket. More specifically T20 actually I'd said, but yeah, one day cricket also.
Exactly.
But I think it's not done because they want Rishabh to open. Again, I'm reiterating, it's not because they wanted Rishabh to open. I think more because they want KL to do bat in the middle order. I think so. And that's why they said today, okay.
I don't know.
Who's the lefty? Oh, that's Rishabh Pant. Come on.
I don't know how
you don't agree?
No, that's fair. I don't know how Rishabh would take this.
He'll take it as an opportunity.
Yeah, he could have taken some rest also, but he didn't. So,
no rest. Go for it.
No,
people are on you.
Exactly.
Watching you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so that is. So somebody he would be thinking, yeah, what is happening? Because see. You are saying on one hand, you are saying KL Rahul, we want to see, what we see in KL Rahul as far as limited overs or ODI cricket is concerned, we want to see him bat in the middle order.
Yeah.
So you fixed his slot. So who has somebody who's opened in the past, he is being asked, you go and bat in the middle order. But
because that's the future.
But Rishabh Pant batting.
One off. They're saying not judging you. One off today. We need a lefty. That's what I'm saying.
Quite
so
possible.
Who's the lefty? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, and he's the only left-hander in this 11 except for Washington Sundar, who would come way down the batting order.
Yeah. No, better choice. I mean, between the two of them, if you had to open with one, Rishabh is your choice.
Up to match, I think Indian cricket. This is.
Gives us more talking points.
Exactly. This is how you make a cricket match interesting, especially when you're playing against a team like West Indies. And you never know how West Indies will play today. Maybe it could be a blessing in disguise. West Indies have won the toss and elected to field.
Yeah, because they'll be due in the second half. And so today will be interesting. The Indian spinners, what do they do today compared to last time?
And you never know, Nicholas Pooran tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are the mega auctions. Nicholas Pooran.
He's captaining today.
No Pollard today.
No Pollard. Did you know? I gave that update. So Pollard had a niggle.
I just saw the Indian team, I closed it.
No, so the one change is that Odian Smith is coming for Karen Pollard.
Okay.
And because Karen had a niggle in the night.
So basically, see, Karen Pollard as it is has been retained by Mumbai Indians. They would give somebody like Odian Smith an opportunity to showcase his talent.
So Pollard, you are saying he didn't have a niggle. He said, oh listen, I am retained. Odian, you have two matches.
Not just in the Indian team, these injuries, we get to know about the injuries at the toss. That doesn't happen only and only with the Indian team, but also with. So maybe Pollard would have called up somebody in, okay, it's my birthday, Sahil's birthday.
Happy birthday, Sahil. Also Glenn McGrath's birthday.
Oh, yes.
Wow, Sahil, what a lucky guy you are. And he wants a birthday gift to Kohli's 71st. I hope you get your birthday gift.
Loading. Will CSK go for? We'll discuss a lot of things.
Today I was saying let's do a video when we have time.
You know, last evening what happened? Last evening I didn't want to do this India West Indies preview.
No, good you did that. I'm saying today we can do in the middle
Yes.
a video on IPL
Yes.
because one day game is so long.
What if Virat scores 100?
Then nothing. Then we'll only do that.
So depending on what happens after India lose their first 3 wickets,
Yeah.
then we'll see.
Okay.
So
Shall we?
Yes, we can. By the way, there's too much traffic. If you are traveling somewhere in Delhi, it's completely anywhere and everywhere.
What is
you go.
Nobita saying? Nobita?
What?
What is the opposite of Muh mein ghee shakar? He's saying 70th century is the last century of Virat Kohli. Won't make any more. Nobita. Oh, this I know now. Nobita. Nobita says I say these things
because so
opposite
that
will
whatever
happen.
happens, okay.
Now I remember. Okay.
Right. So I was saying that if you are traveling by a road in Delhi anywhere,
Don't.
please refrain from moving out of your house today.
Okay.
It took us 2 hours.
Oh God. Terrible. Terrible.
I think we can take your leave.
Okay.
Take
We'll
leave.
see you guys mid innings. Plenty to talk about with the one change that the Indian team has made, and because of that change, who's opening? Very interesting. We'll see you.
And also, as Nikhil said, we intend to discuss something on IPL also. So you can also just put in your suggestions. Because it's just how many today's Wednesday?
Yes.
Or Thursday?
Wednesday,
Thursday,
Friday.
So just a couple of days.
2 days left. Yeah.
And if India does win this
Nobita
match
is the Totka guy. He said, "Remember me? I'm the Totka guy." So I say ulta things.
Nobita, I used to think that I was the Totka guy because I would never say that Virat century loading incoming. Last time I said and he got out in a very ugly manner to be, and in fact all that 4 deliveries that he played,
very unusual.
Yes, very unusual. Anyways, we'll take your leave for now, and we'll be back in the mid innings. Let's see what Rishabh Pant does and what Virat does. Nobody wants to talk about Rohit Sharma.
No, we will.
Bye.
Bye.